Today training is about PPE, as we know, personal protective equipment, which is very important information that I'm going to share you today. So before we start our training, as I like to request from you that please do not forget to subscribe my channel and like my videos, and please do share with your friends and colleagues as well. So let's start our training, personal protective equipment, which is PPE. So personal protective equipment, PPE, protecting employees from workplace hazard. That is the main motive, that is the main role of PPE. Employers must protect employees from hazards such as falling objects, harmful substances, and noise exposures that can cause injury. That is the role of employers. Employers must use all feasible engineering and work practices controls to eliminate and reduce hazards. Before they provide any PPEs to any employees, they have to use, first of all, the controls regarding engineering and work practices controls and other control measures they need to implement to eliminate or reduce the hazards before they provide any PPE to the employee. After that, if there is a certain risk or the hazards is still available with the task, with the area, with the environment, they need to provide the PPE. That is the last resort that we have to use as a control measure. Use personal protective equipment if the controls don't eliminate the hazards. That is that one we have to follow. PPE is the last level of control that we should not forget ever. Engineering controls. If the work environment can be physically changed to prevent employees' exposure to the potential hazard, then the hazard can be eliminated with an engineering control. Before you just simply provide the PPE and let the employee to work in a hazardous condition, hazardous atmosphere, what you have to put, you have to check that whether the engineering control, by apply any engineering control, can you reduce that hazard or you can completely eliminate that hazard, that you have to check. But after applying any engineering controls, still the hazard is there, then you have to provide the PPE as well. Engineering control examples: initial design specifications, substitute less harmful material. If there is any toxic chemical, then you have to give the non-toxic chemical. If there is like chemical where paint is there, the water-based paint, you can use it. Change process, you can enclose the process. So if you are doing any spray painting, that you can do in the spray booth, so the paint spray will not go outside from that area, and you can use the local exhaust ventilation also that can remove the sprays point. After that, isolate process. If you are doing any process that is making too much noise, if the machinery is too much noise, you can enclose that one, so you can isolate the process also, so that will not cause harm, injury to the other people also. After that, work practice controls. If employees can change the way they do their jobs and the exposure to the potential hazard is removed, then the hazard can be eliminated with a work practice control. The way the employees, they are performing their tasks, sometimes if they are performing tasks like improperly, that will cause more hazards. So that we have to check also. We have to make sure that employees, they are performing their task properly. Now, work practices controls examples, we have job rotation. If any employee that is continuously exposed to certain hazards or dust or any other fumes, then what you can do, you can rotate the job, you can rotate. Maybe 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, you can change the people. Wet method, if there is any too much dust, you can use the wet method. So because of water vapors, that dust will go down. Personal hygiene like hand washing and certain other things. Housekeeping and maintenance. Housekeeping by cleaning your areas, by cleaning your clothes, by cleaning your like dining area and other things. And the maintenance of your equipment, machineries, and the plant and such other things. These are the practices you can adopt to control the work practices hazard. Now, responsibilities. We have the responsibilities of the employed as an organization, as a company, and we have the responsibility for the employee. As an employer, what we have to do, as an employee, what you have to do. For the employer, as a company, you have to assess workplace hazard. You have to provide the PPE, determine when to use, provide PPE training for employees and instruction in proper use. That is the roles and responsibility of employer. After that, employee. As an employee, you have to use PPE in accordance with training received and other instructions. You have to use the PPE exactly in the same way, the way you have received the training and the instructions which is given by the manufacturer. You have to inspect daily and maintain in a clean and reliable condition all your PPEs. You have to make sure that you are not wearing any damaged PPE. If it is damaged, you have to report it. You have to maintain clean and in a hygienic manner the PPEs. So that's your responsibility as an employee. Now, there are some certain example of PPE that we are using our day-to-day work. This side, left hand side, I have give you the body part. In the right hand side, I have give you the protection. What type of protection they will provide? Eye, for the body part, we have eye. For the protect the body part, eye, we are using this safety glasses and goggles. Then we have the face, we are using the face shields, head, hard hats, helmets, feet, safety shoes, hands and arms, we are using the gloves. For the bodies, we are using the vest. And for the hearing, we are using the earplugs and earmuffs. So these are the PPE in the body part. PPE program. PPE program includes procedures for selecting PPE, providing and using PPE. What is the procedure for selecting PPE? Whenever you are selecting the PPE, there are certain things you have to take care. First of all, for what task you are selecting the PP. Second thing, whom you're going to select the PP. What is the facial of people they are using? Maybe you are using any facial and any respirator that you are using. You're going to purchase that one. So the people who are going to use that one, maybe they have beard, so that will not fix properly. Maybe the person they are using the specs, so that will not fix properly. So these things also you need to check. And after that, you need to check that where you're going to use that PP. What is the limitations of the PP? So all these things and the trainings, what are the training? Whether you require any specialist training, whether you hire a external training to provide the training for these PP. So all these things you have to concern. First, assess the workplace to determine if hazards are present or likely to be present, which necessitate the use of PP. After selecting PP, provide training to employees who are required to use it. Now, training. When you are providing the training, if employees are required to use PPE, train them. Why is it necessary? You have to tell the people why is it necessary, why they have to use the PPE, what will happen if they will not use the PPE. So all these things, if you will provide them properly the training, they will understand the requirements of PPE, understand the necessity of PPE, and they will use it properly. You have to tell them how it will protect them, what are its limitations, when and how to wear, how to identify signs of wear, and how to clean, disinfect the PP, and what is its useful life, and how is it disposed. So how you have to dispose, what is the useful life, all these things you have to train them. Now, the first PP we have the head protection that we are using helmet. The causes of head injuries, falling objects such as tools. Whenever any tools that is falling down, that can cause head injury, bumping head against objects such as pipes or beams. Whenever you are bumping your head when you are walking or you are doing some task, contact with exposed electrical wiring or components. Selecting the right hard head. The right type of hard head, when you have to select, you have to check these things. Class A. The first class we have general services, building construction, shipbuilding, and plumbing. So good impacts protection, but limited voltage protection. It has good impact whenever it will impact to certain material. It will give you the good protection. It has a limited protection for the voltage, electricity. Class B, we have electrical and utility work. Then protect against falling objects and high voltage shock and burns. So whenever you are working with the electricity, class B is the very good that you should use. Then we have class C, designed for comfort, offers limited protection. It is comfortable, but it will provide you the limited protection. Protect against bumps from fixed objects, but does not protect against falling objects or electrical shock. So that is the limitations for class C. Now selecting the right helmet that we done. Now we have the eye protection. How we can select the eye protection? Face shield we have, and we have the goggles. When must eye protection be provided? When any of these hazards are present, you have to provide the eye protection. Dust and other flying particles such as metal shaving or sawdust, corrosive gases, vapors and liquids, metal that may splash, infectious materials such as blood or hazardous liquid chemicals that may splash, intense light from welding and lasers. So that you have to check. After that, eye protection criteria for selection. When you are selecting any eye protection, face shield or goggles, you have to check that protect against a specific hazard. It should protect the any specific hazards. Comfortable to wear, does not restrict vision or movement. Durable and easy to clean and disinfect, does not interfere with the function of other required PPE, such as helmet or other things. Eye protection for employees who wear eyeglasses. So there are some people who use the eyeglasses and they need to use the eye protection as well. So ordinary glasses do not provide the required protection. Proper choices include prescription glasses with side shields with and protective lenses. Goggles that fit comfortably over corrective glasses without disturbing the glasses. Goggles that incorporate corrective lenses mounted behind protective lenses. Now, the safety glasses made with metal plastic safety frames. Most operations require side shields used for moderate impact from particles produced by jobs such as carpentry, woodworking, grinding, and scaling. So, there is the safety glasses. After that, we have the goggles. Protects eyes and area around the eyes from impact, dust, and splashes. Some goggles sorry, fit over corrective lenses. Now, laser welding safety goggles protects eye from intense concentrations of light produced by lasers. So whenever you are using any goggles for laser, do not use the ordinary one. There are specific goggles for the laser work, so that you have to use. Now we have the face shield, full face protection, face from dust and splashes or sprays of hazardous liquids. This will not protect from impact hazards. It will not protect you any impact hazards, only the dust, any splashes or sprays. Wear safety glasses or goggles underneath. You can use safety glasses or goggles under the face shield. No issue. Then we have the welding shields that will protect eyes against burns from radiant light, protects face and eyes from flying sparks, metal spatter, and slag chips produced during welding, brazing, soldering, and cutting. So you have to use the welding shields whenever you are performing these tasks. Now the hearing protection. After that, we have the hearing protection. How we can choose the hearing protection. Now, the graph one average DBA for some construction trades and activities. You can say, as we know that as per OSHA's, the acceptable limit of noise is 85 dB. We have the different colors. For yellow, we have the carpenter. After that, we have forming. Then after that, we have uh, joint maker. After that, we have masonry, sheet metal, heavy equipment, and we have the farmer, and we have the iron worker. So in this one, you can see that 10 above 105 dB, there is one work which is boil maker. That these are the worker they are exposing to high dB, high noise, and we can see that all of them are above acceptable limit of noise, is 85 dB. Hearing protection. When it is not feasible to reduce the noise or its duration, use ear protective devices. Ear protective devices must be fitted. So decibel, dB, and these are the equipment. Pile driver, air arcing, impact range. So these are the dBs we have. Must hearing protection be provided. When you should provide the hearing protection? After implementing engineering and work practice controls, then you have to provide the hearing protection. When an employee's noise exposure exceeds an 8-hour time-weighted average sound level of 90 dB. Examples of hearing protectors: earmuffs we have, earplugs we have, and panel caps also we have that we can use for the hearing protection. Foot protection. After that, we have foot protection that we are using safety shoes. When must foot protection be provided? When any of these are present, you have to provide the foot protection. Heavy objects such as barrels or tools that might roll onto or fall on employees' feet. Sharp objects such as nails or spikes that might pierce ordinary shoes. Molten metal that might splash on feet, hot or wet surfaces, slippery surfaces. So, if any one of these tasks you are performing, you must wear a safety shoes. Safety shoes. Impact resistant toe and heat resistant sole protect against hot surfaces common in roofing and paving. Some have metal insoles to protect against puncture wounds. May be electrically conductive for use in explosive atmospheres or non-conductive to protect from workplace electrical hazards that you can check also as per the task that your employees performing. After that, we have the hand protection. Hand protection whenever you are working with the electricity and whenever you are performing certain other tasks, that time you have to use gloves. When is hand protection be provided? When any of these are present: burns, brushes, abrasions, cuts, punctures, fractures, amputations, and chemical exposures, then you have to provide the hand protection. What kind of protective gloves are available? Durable gloves made of metal mesh, leather, or canvas. Protects from cuts, burns, heat. Fabric and coated fabric gloves protects from dirt and abrasion. Chemical and liquid resistant gloves, they will protect from burns, corrosive irritations. Rubber gloves, they will protect from cuts, lacerations, and abrasions. Now, the types of rubber gloves. First type we have nitrile. Nitrile protects against solvents, harsh chemicals, heats, and petroleum products, and also provides excellent resistance to cuts and abrasion. So you can check whenever you are performing these tasks, you are using the nitrile. After that, we have butyl. Butyl provides the highest permeation resistance to gas or water vapors. Then we have Kevlar. Kevlar protects against cuts, slashes, and abrasions. Then we have the stainless steel mesh, protect against cuts and aggression. Whenever you are performing any like cutting work, that time you can use the stainless steel mesh gloves. After that, we have the body protection, how we can protect our full body. Major causes of body injuries are intense heat, splashes of hot metals and other hot liquids, effects from tools, machinery, and materials, cuts, hazardous chemicals, radiation. Now, protection criteria for selection. How you can select the body protection? Provide protective clothing for parts of the body exposed to possible injury that should provide. Now, the types of body protection, we have the vest, we have the aprons, we have the jackets, we have coveralls, we have full body suits. The person who's using here, it's called coveralls. It will cover the whole body. Body protection type, we have cooling vest, then we have the full body suit, then we have the sleeves and apron. So let's summarize what we have learned so far. Employees must implement a PPE program where they assess the workplace for hazard, use engineering and work practices control to eliminate or reduce hazards before using PPE. Select appropriate PPE to protect employees from hazards that cannot be eliminated or that cannot be reduced. Inform employee why the PPE is necessary, how and when it must be worn. Train employees how to use and care for their PPE, including how to recognize deterioration and failure of PPE. Require employees to wear selected PPE. So that's all from my side regarding personal protective equipment training, PPE. I hope you like this video and the information which I have provided you so far. And please do not forget to subscribe my channel and like my videos, and please do share with your friends and colleagues as well. And please Stay with me for more interesting information regarding health and safety and food safety. See you in the next video. Thank you so much.